So I'll call those top 3 drivers up straight after KZ2 podium, and we'll do that Junior 100cc Yamaha podium, so we won't miss it. Here we go with the last of our finals today. We will do that 100cc Junior Yamaha podium after the KZ2 final, so we won't miss out. We're still waiting for them to come through the weigh shed. They've just done that now. So crews, if you can just let the top 3 know not to go too far away, we will do that podium after. Well, here we go, the countdown, KZ2 final. We saw a brilliant pre-final victory for the 11 of Dylan Drysdale, the new young gun of KZ2 shifter kart racing, taking the win over none other than 13-time New Zealand sprint kart champion Matthew Hamilton. No, it's not really raining. I certainly can't feel it. The man who's third all day long, the number 10 of Aaron Marr from Taranaki. Keeping on Daniel Bray, the NZ GP Motorsport star, will have to start from the rear of the field. A 4-time national champion, renowned for his starting ability. There's that familiar hands over the wheels to stop the tyres sticking to the track. The flags are up. Well, we've got a karter who's on the wrong side of the grid. Are they going to let them go? The 86, Bailey Patterson, was on the wrong side of the grid, so they will send them back around. Well, will they now put Patterson to the rear of the field? Patterson pulled up on the inside. He should have been on the outside on 4. Well, in fact, outside on 5. I've got him down here for 5th place in the pre-final. Well, what we'll have to find out now is whether they will send him to the rear for being the cause of that non-start. This is not what drivers want. The tension's building. They want to get going. And we've certainly seen throughout the day that, well, throughout his time in KZ2, that young Drysdale is getting better. It's not that long ago that he stalled the kart when starting on pole position in a pro kart round. Well, they seem to be happy with the placings on the grid. Watch Daniel Bray. The arms will come out of the cockpit. Maybe. Is he going to do it? Matthew Hamilton. Hamilton has got an issue.
Yeah, he needs to stay in the kart, Mike, and he's got back in. So he's going to end up going to the back.
Hamilton's out. Controversy. Hamilton's got a push start. Can he get it going? He does. He fires it up. Oh, Matthew Hamilton at the rear of the field. Incredible. The drama just keeps on mounting here in KZ2. And look who's up to 3rd place already. It's Dan Bray. NZGP Motorsport out in front. Dylan Drysdale, the young gun who's been racing KZ2 karts for about 3 months. This would be a dream for the youngster if he could win a New Zealand championship in his first time. Well, Hamilton has got a lot of work to do. That is such a tragedy. It has taken away a huge spectacle out of this race. And now we see if young Drysdale can stay in front of his NZGP Motorsport boss, so to speak, the head honcho, Dan Bray. Well, Hamilton's going to push. The podium is still not out of the question. The laps will go by pretty quickly in KZ2. Just another call to let the top 3 know from that previous Yamaha race. Please don't go away. We will need you at the podium area after the KZ2 final. Drysdale in front, Bray in second. Third place is Maher. Fourth place, James Blair. Fifth place now, coming through on the inside, 86, Bailey Patterson. Right in front of the 14 of Jonathan Allen. And Allen does look like he's getting quicker. The American has started to get to grips perhaps with New Zealand KZ2 racing. Hamilton's trying to find a way by. Hamilton will go to the outside. Dives past, makes a move. Up into the top 6 now for Hamilton. 22 to go. Hamilton closing down on Patterson. And then a long way up the racetrack is the 9 of Blair. Well, we'll keep an eye on the gap for first and second place. Drysdale from Manawatu, sponsored by Neil Allport, NZ Motorsport and Puralart. And the 62, Dan Bray from Mount Wellington. The NZ Motorsport split second engines, GP Puralart karts. Whoa, a wheel off for the American. Well, the day has just turned worse for Jonathan Allen. The wheel right by the Sivrite tower there. Tyre. It's a tyre that came off in front of the tower. Drysdale has a look sideways. He knows that Bray is starting to challenge. Round through the infield at MKS. Well, it's going to come down to the fact, does Drysdale have the race fitness for 26 laps? We know he's a young guy, we know he's fit, but is he 26 lap KZ2 fit? That's the question. Daniel Bray most certainly is. He's used to this type of racing. Aaron Maher in third, fourth is Blair, fifth place is Hamilton, sixth place Patterson. We'll keep an eye on the lap times through the live stream.
They're matching each other at the moment, Mike, so 31.5's Bray and for Drysdale.
So matching lap times out in front for the NZGP Motorsport team. 18 laps to go. Hamilton still pushing. What's Hamilton doing on those lap times?
Last one by, he was a 31.2, so he's matched Drysdale in that as well.
So Hamilton back there in fifth place, matching the pace of the race leader. But as you know, you'll never catch him if you're matching them. Hamilton, the best he can possibly hope for, I think, could be third place. Oh, there's a problem there for Maher. He made a bit of a mistake down here on the final turn. And Hamilton is certainly reeling them in quickly. Hamilton charging. You saw that incident. He was the unfortunate victim of that restart. Well, it wasn't even really a restart. They hadn't gone, the lights hadn't come on, so they weren't under starters orders as yet. And it was the 86 of Patterson that was in the wrong grid. And as they came back round on that reform lap, we saw that the 1NZ of Hamilton stalled it on the line there on grid 2. And of course, he had to sit back in the cart, hands up, wait for the field to go by, and then push start the 1NZ. And that put him to the rear of the field. But he has charged back through for fifth. And I would not discount him on a top three on the podium. He is closing in pretty rapidly now on the number 9 of Blair. They have got 15 to go. Long way to go. Not even half race distance yet. Last of our finals on day 2 of the Sebright Blasting Panel and Paint New Zealand Championship. Brilliant day of racing. Well, Hamilton there probably took about 50 metres out of the gap between himself and third place. We know Blair's in the middle of there. He's the sandwich at the moment as Hamilton starts to focus on him. Closing in. Maher will want another third place at least. That's where he's been all day long. You don't want to come through to a final and all of a sudden find yourself fourth. 14 to go. Drysdale out in front, maintaining the gap. Daniel Bray, second place. The man that's won events all around the world. So too is Matthew Hamilton. And look how quickly Hamilton is closing. We know Hamilton is fast in the KZ2. That's why he's got the 1NZ. We know his race fitness is there as well. Half race distance, Drysdale. It could be a dream debut for the youngster from Manawatu. We're going to keep an eye on that 3rd, 4th and 5th place. That seems to be where the excitement's going to build in a couple of laps' time now as Hamilton closes. He's so lightning quick, and when he makes a pass, it's done in the blink of an eye. No hesitation, just fires it through. We saw him make passes around the outside early on in this final. Let's have a look where he attacks the 9 of Blair. And Blair, number 9, another one of the drivers out of the WKS Kart Store team. Stir Helmets, Racing Line and Jack Dusty. And Hamilton is on him this time. Gunning for 4th place. He's got it. Hamilton goes through. I told you that's how quickly it happens. Now he's looking to catch up to the 10 of Aaron Marr.
Mike, I think James Blair actually let him through, so signalled into 1 for Matt to go by, and I think that's a wise move.
Yeah, it is definitely a wise move because, you know, the teammates, James knows he hasn't got the pace. He's not able to catch the 10 of Aaron Marr. Certainly let the boss go through and take 3rd place on the podium if it's possible.
Yeah, and the most disappointing thing, if you can look at it that way, is that Matt Hamilton is now the fastest on track at 31.023, so he's outpacing the leaders, which is a real shame. It would have been an awesome battle. Yeah, I'm sure it would have. Well, Matt Hamilton closing in now in 3rd place. Aaron Marr's got a challenge. And Hamilton has started posting the fastest race times of the race here. He's quicker than the leaders. That is the big drama. That is the tragedy of that stalling on the line here for the 1NZ. He would have been right up there if not out in the front here in this final. No concerns though for Drysdale. He won't be worried about that at all. 9 laps to go. Dan Bray in 2nd. Hamilton now up the inside, side by side. The 1NZ late under brakes down into the final turn. 3rd place on the podium. Aaron Marr back to 4th. He'll be absolutely gutted about that. He's been 3rd all day long. Now finds himself off those top 3 steps of the podium. Well, Drysdale will be looking at the lap counter. He knows there's 8 laps to go. He'll start listening to the cart, the chains, everything, every little rattle, every noise coming out of that cart will start to play on his mind. He's got a handy lead over 2nd place. What will be impressive is the fact if Drysdale brings us home, despite missing heats 1 and 2 this morning, he wouldn't have lost a race today. 7 to go. Just another call to our top 3 in the junior Yamaha. You'll be required to the podium area straight after this KZ2 final. We'll be able to get your podium done before theirs. Six laps to go, Drysdale. Almost the length of the main straight now. Winds his way through MKS down into Macaulay Ford. Dylan Drysdale, a man that I've seen a lot so far this year with commentating through Gold Stars Pro Karts. And this young man opened people's eyes as soon as he stepped into this KZ2 shifter class. A mercurial talent is how you would describe this young man. And if only they had packaged and made footage of that Tapuki round, I think you would have had people glued to their TV sets watching that. 4 laps to go. Bray in 2nd place.
Third place, Matt Hamilton, but he's going to be bitterly disappointed with that. He'll be as diplomatic as always. Fourth place, Aaron Marr. Fifth is Blair. Sixth place, Patterson. Three laps to go now for Drysdale. Really surprised that Dan Bray hasn't got closer. But Drysdale's just so consistently quick.
And he's getting faster, Mike. He's done, just in the last 2 laps, 2 sub-31-second laps. So he's not slowing down. He's super consistent, and he's the fastest card on track.
Drysdale still pumping out those sub-31s. He's the fastest card on the track, so he hasn't relaxed at all. And that can always be a fatal move for a driver if they start to relax. Drysdale perhaps thinks it's better if he just keeps his concentration at 110% and just keeps pushing all the way to the finish. He's got less than 2 to go now, about 1.5 laps in fact. Round through Macaulay Ford. The last lap board is going to come out for what can only be described as an incredible debut KZ2 Championship for a man that's only been in the seat for about 3 months. And he's defeated 2 of the nation's best ever. Through the infield for the last time, Dylan Drysdale, the youngster, the young superstar, the man that could dominate this class for years to come from Manawatu. Dylan Drysdale, New Zealand KZ2 champion. The raise of the hand. Dan Bray makes it an NZGP Motorsport 1-2. And commiserations there to the defending champion Matthew Hamilton with a fight back for third on the podium. Can we have our top 3 Junior 100cc Yamaha to the podium now, please? Top 3. Awesome, man. Well done.